Good morning, hockey fans. Welcome back to Doug's League Arena, South St. Paul, Minnesota. We are over in Rink 2, unfortunately, the smaller, colder rink, less of a stand, so you're going to have a more horizontal, right on top of them view. Off to an auspicious start this morning. A little bit late getting on the ice, about 15 minutes. Even though we're the first game of the day, there was apparently some issues with the Zamboni on the resurface before this. There were some cheerleaders practicing before us, and on the resurface, it took them quite a while and several passes to get the ice ready to go. But we are on the ice and warming up for the late start here. Just before 9 a.m. U.S. Central Time. It is your Minnesota Moose in the away Reds against the Walleye. This is the third place game of the playoffs, and as I've understood from discussions this morning, a very important game. The winner moves on to play next weekend in, I don't even know what it's called, it's Playoffs Weekend 2, where they try to punch their ticket to Nationals in the spring. The winner will get a chance to play on next weekend and try to make it to Nationals. The loser is done and doesn't play at all next weekend. Although there is some other tournament, I think the NIT later on in October, that if the Moose want to play next weekend for a chance to go to Nationals, this is the game they must win. It's win and go home time for the Moose and the Walleye. They last played about a week ago, a week and a half ago, to a 0-0 tie. They've been pretty close. I don't think the Moose have beaten them yet. I think they've tied them twice, maybe. Lost by a goal. The first game they played in the season was a lopsided Walleye win, but a lot is different between then and now. This one should be a dandy. Two very evenly matched teams. Well, our first order of business to figure out who we've got on the ice. I know a few girls are showing those up already on a Sunday morning. Might be watching the Vikings playing early on in, well, early here, normal time, afternoon, evening game, whatever it is, in Dublin, Ireland. The Walleye coming off of a very tough loss to the Green Giants yesterday, 8-0. So we'll see how they rebound from that one. And similarly to the Moose playing probably their best game of the year yesterday against the top-rated in the country team, the Lakers, an overtime heartbreaker 3-2. How do they recover from the near upset? Well, warm-up time is coming to an end. Let's get started. Have to get a good zoom here. All right, folks. Coming out. Defenders, I see Putin and Scala. Simmet heading in net to start off the first half. It is the Newman line out to start. Newman, Lamantia, and Anvil. And we are off. Lamantia picking up a loose puck. Tipped away. Walleye on the move. Back out to the point, D to D. From the left side, fired. Save Simmet. Walleye holding. Keeping try on the near side. Anvil sends it off of a stick. It's icing. So Gretz line coming out. Gretz, Jorgensen, and Crotto. Norston and Bond come in at defense. That was fired from the point, knocked down by Gretz. Walleye in the corner. Jorgensen at the half wall trying to get there. Can't get by the defender. Shot from the circle went off of Bond's skates. Comes back out to the point left side. Sent back down to the corner. Walleye trying to center one. It goes right out in front of the net, and Simmet will cover. Early on in this one. We've got Zivic and Scala coming out at defense. They do have 5, so they'll be rotating. Annalise Zivic behind the net. After forward with Crotto. Pitches it out. Just inside the Walleye zone. Walleye back out in the center ice on the moves. Number 9 going to the left circle. Right behind the net. Gonna get to Mortel. Back into the corner, Scala. With the late game tying goal. Originally Scala yesterday. Norston chips it up. It'll get right to the Walleye there on the move. Norston getting back with a poke check. Number 17 bringing it in, knocked off by Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth, Tremblay, and Mortel in. Not quite the same energy level as we saw yesterday. Fired on net. Pad save, backdoor. Rebound and cleared by Norston out front. Fire shot was blocked by Tremblay. That was close as Ruby Simmet was down on the ice after making the first save. Popped out front. It was a wide open net, but Norston was able to get her stick on it to clear it out front. Simmet will settle that for Putin. Walleye on a change up to Lamantia. chipping it up. Newman at center ice picks it up. She will hang on to it, come through the circle, into the left side, to the middle, at Lamantia's feet, and Walleye on the move. And out to the point. Gets through traffic. Saves Simmet, no rebound. Newman up off the glass, it'll come out. Ambule trying to race to get there. Takes a swipe at it with her stick. Lamantia picks up the loose puck. Comes back. Trying to get the shot off. Couldn't. Zivit leaves it out for Zivit. Give it over to Ambule. Missed on the chip pass to the center. Ambule picks up the loose puck on the boards, has pressure. Holding it, coming out with it. Firing high and up on a play. It's Clara Milinkovic in net, starting off for the Walleye, the Breck varsity goalie. Phenom and Crazy Lady. The Breck's line, Jorgensen passed her around the boards. Prado giving chase. Zivik backing up. It'll come out. Breakout pass. Finds number 11. Fires it on net. Sticks to the corner by Simmet. Walleye from the point. Got through. Oh, and it was loose on the back door. I had thought Simmet had it underneath her. She pulled out her stick to pull it into her and jumped on it. And it looked like it was covered, got the whistle, but at some point it had squeaked out and was loose. But whistle dead nonetheless. Gets right to the net for a cover. Jorgensen picking it up. Pass off the stick of Prado into the Walleye zone. Prado racing in. And fired out. Zivik chasing. A rolling puck. Puck chipped out by the Moose, going all the way down. Icing was on. It rolled all the way along the boards. We'll head back the other way. 17:36 left in a scoreless first half. Scored. 3-7. Steelers up 7-3 on the Vikings. Puck out of the zone. No. Now it is. On the ice, but Walleye right back in. That's Alex Slag, the defender. Couldn't get the shot off. Mortel out to Tremblay, who chips it out. Scala pinching, nice job. He's out of the zone. Fired and offside. The Newman line coming back in with Bond and Norston. Newman coming through. Off the board to Lamantia. Trying to get it in. Newman working. Lamantia comes away with it. Has Ambule out front. One-timer goal! Ambule from Lamantia. And it's a 1-0 lead for the Moose. You can see that one being set up as Ambule got to the middle. And Audrey knew where she was. and it's 1-0 for the Moose on the one-timer Wiley Ambule. And that's our first Moose chant, officially at 16:36 left in the first half. And that one fired on up by the Walleye. Not handled cleanly by Simmet. That one chipped off of Newman's stick, but it was before the red line, so iced. A 1-goal lead for the Moose. Ambule from Lamantia. Pass looked like it was actually a little bit behind it, and Ambule did a great job adjusting to it and getting the one-timer off. Possibly the most deadly shooter from F3 in the business. Now she has a blocked shot. She's on the move. Milinkovic comes way out of the net, and Ambule gets a stick on it to save it. Newman trying to get through the circle. Nancy in the corner. Can't find it at her feet. Walleye trying to come up the other way. Ambule gets knocked down. Walleye up to Dorston. She drops it right back down and goes past Ambule. And Newman will race into the corner to battle. Gets up to Lamantia at the half wall. Too far past her stick. Is behind the net. Walleye will try the far side. Ambule getting a stick on it, and Walleye escape. Number 17 on the move, trying to get a shot off, blocked Bond. And that's what that Newman line was doing all day yesterday, getting into their groove. Just a relentless forecheck, hitting them in deep many times, and trying to do the same thing. And Lamantia does it here. Ambule comes away with it, turning, firing, and that one off of the chest pad of Milinkovic, who goes up high, and that one is going to be picked off by the Walleye. Girl out front, and misfired on the missed connection on the one-timer, almost tied it up. Retz up over the red line, will skate it in, as Jorgensen to the middle. Retz pulls it back, sends it down low to Jorgensen. Jorgensen coming through the circle, turning, firing, saved. Nice move and shot by Jorgensen. Picks it back up, trying to get through the circle, poked away. It gets back to Prado, fires. Blocker save. Milinkovic. Retz working down low. Jorgensen on the opposite side. Prado on the back door, doesn't get there. Slag stopped it for the Walleye. And that one comes out of the zone. It'll be picked up. Walleye on the move. Turning, firing, missing, well left. Prado gets to the blue line, does come out, and offside. Nice job, Cameron Prado, playing well this weekend as well. In comes the Hollingsworth line. Martel, Hollingsworth, Tremblay, Hardemere. Zivik and Scala defending in front of Simmet. And here comes the Walleye, but it gets turned around out of the zone. And that is Martel coming away with it. No numbers. Toe drag to the middle, tipped away. Six with it, trying to get it out front. And it comes out to a forward for the Walleye, and number 11 on the move, taking it in. Zivik defending in the corner. Hollingsworth coming in to help. Gets up to Tremblay. Tremblay will get it out. Walleye will regroup and send it in. Zivik up to Martel. Break out past Hollingsworth. It's loose and stays in. Walleye centered one, turning. Fired was misfired, actually. And that'll slide through the defenders and come out to center ice. Alex Slag, number 3, sends it up. They ring the boards, do the Walleye. They'll get a change. It's going to come all the way around. And the Moose with 5-on-1 couldn't get it out of his zone. Out front, loose. Lamantia chips it, but number 10 tries to fire it. Didn't get all of it. Scala battling. It comes up back to the defense. Slag will fire a low shot. Redirected, misses left. And a good job by Scala. Tried to just ice it and get a stick so it doesn't go all the way through. And the Walleye firing gloves. Save, it's loose. Oh, Walleye tied it up. A weird one, folks. Went off the glove of Simmet initially, and then it looked like a chance to cover it up, but puck was bouncing around. Simmet was looking all over, couldn't find it. It eventually found its way towards the front of the net and got tipped in by somebody. So it is tied up with 12:15 left. And this Simmet would like to have that one back. Mantia can't find it at her feet. Newman will come pick it up. Skating it in. Back to the middle. Backhanded attempt. Sticked away. Milinkovic. Back to the point. Norston. Back down off of Lamantia. Stick goes down low. Ambuel trying to get it with Newman. Ambuel trying to find Lamantia. And a defensive stick stops the one-timer attempt as Lamantia was trying to come in. Newman trying to hold it, comes out. Ambuel picks it up. He will skate it in. Coming back to the middle, turning, firing, low shot, misses left. Newman at the half wall, or an Ambuel. And a shoulder by Newman on the boards. Walleye trying to go the other side. And it comes out. There's going to be numbers potentially for the Walleye, but a great back check by Ambuel. And a steal, Norston. Great job, Ambuel, on the back check. Kudin in the corner. Up to Ambuel, it gets by her, no icing, and the Newman line is going to get off the ice. Out comes the Gretz line. Intercepted by Kudin. It's a brick wall at the blue line, but the puck goes in. Prado trying to center one. Kudin in deep. Prado battling. Walleye come up the board, center one out to number 17. We're going to move. Cootie steps up, steals. Defeat. Gretz trying to get there. Cannot. And that one fired out of the zone by the Walleye. It is Exhibit. Off the board. Jorgensen will be first one on it. Battery in front of us. It's hard to get the camera down there. Walleye come out. Stolen. Prado, she dumps it in deep, will give chase. Puck comes out. Walleye send it across, misses, but will come out of the zone. Bond turns it around right there. Back to Bond again. She's got pressure on her. The 15. And that one covered up by Simmet as it slides in. 9:39 left in a tied first half. Hollingsworth line out. The slot number 15 off the chest pad of Simmet. Goes into the corner. Martell stopped at the half wall. Bond will send it back the other way to Zivit. Off the stick of Hollingsworth comes out. Turned right back around off sides by the Walleye. 9:12 left in the first half. And that gets another Moose call. We'll go to center ice. Friendly. Hollingsworth. And here come the Walleye, number 11, fired one pad save to the side. Back to the defense. Flag sends it back up the boards for the Walleye. Go to the far corner. Out front and tipped back to the defense, sent back down low by the Walleye. Into the half wall, Mortel gets back to the point. Slag shoots another one, misses left. Tremblay now with some space will be able to carry it out. Breakout pass intercepted by the Walleye. Coming out with ice, that's Isla Smith, number 13, for the Walleye, fired back in. Moose got a switch. Newman line is out. Scala and Putin defenders. Walleye behind the net out front. Tipped away Lamantia, but a rebound shot saved off the stick of Simmet. It is winner go home. Winner trying to play next weekend for playoff weekend number 2 to go to nationals. Loser will not play at all next weekend. That broken out to Lamantia. She's going to have to get on the move. Sends it in. This puck saved momentarily by Newman. Ambule picks it up. Toe drag was stopped. Bounces off Lamantia, and numbers coming the other way for the Walleye. Bond defended. Norston picks it up. Lost it. And misses the girl in the slot. Comes all the way out. Ambule on the forecheck. Loose puck. Gretz holds it. Back to Ambule. Battling. Norston skates it up. Goes in. Lamantia gets off the ice. Ambule in the corner. Ambule comes back looking to get it back to the defense, but past Norston will chase it down. Off the board out to Gretz in front of us. Backhanded attempt off the pads. There's Milinkovic. 6 minutes left in the first half. Walleye out in the center ice. Prado from behind. Jorgensen. Walleye on the move. Out to number 17 on the right side. Firing in off the glove again. Not able to handle it cleanly here is Simmet today with the glove. But does cover it up. .5:33 left. Union line coming right back out. So starting in the first half of going every other, at least at some point. We'll see how the Ingrid Newman line holds up. Maybe we'll get a piece of it. Lamantia trying to wrangle it in. Stamp does. 2-on-2. 3-on-2. Lamantia fires. Rebound comes out to Ambule. She'll pick it in the corner. Coming around. To the circle. Fires. Pad save Milinkovic. Off of Ambule and into center ice. Newman now chips it in. Can't get to it. Coming out. Icing was on. Head back to the Walleye zone with 4:42 left in the first half. Lamantia, half wall, getting boarded up to Newman. Loose in the circle, right out front to the Walleye D, just clears it out. It'll be Norston. Now some space, closes quickly, but tips it in. Lamantia pinching on the half wall, comes out to the circle. Ambule trying to grab it, can't. Walleye on the move. Stopped with Norston and offside as the Moose were changing. Caught off the sides. 4:08 left in the first half. Hollingsworth line out. Walleye on the move. Intercepted Tremblay offside. Shipped in by the Walleye. Shooting. Firing cross ice. It gets by. Mortel's going to be there with one honor and a back checker coming. Tries to center one. Good defense. Now gets out to Tremblay out front. Norston comes up, picks it up on her backhand. Can't get through. And out come the Walleye. Wrangling. Cooten getting back. Norston getting back. Hollingsworth back checking. And they save it. Coming out the other way. Tremblay used the handle. It doesn't come out. And they had a chance. Now it gets to Hollingsworth. Skating it up the left side. Firing one on. It was in the glove and left out to play by Milinkovic. Puck got bumped off here in the neutral zone. Girls skating by it. Off the stick of Jorgensen. Walleye able to send it in. Finds Jorgensen. Breakout pass. Too far ahead of Prado. Alex Slag sending it back the other way. And in for the Walleye. Bond picks it up. Pressure on her off of a Walleye stick. Stays in the corner. A penalty. I think it's on... I guess it's on the Walleye since I see a Moose player picking herself up off the ice, Cameron Bond. So it looks like number 10 for the Walleye is going to head to the penalty box, and it's going to be a quick trip power play for the Moose. And it's the Newman line with Cooten and, well, Scala, looks like. Lamantia starts off at defense. They run a power play where she plays the point in the middle blue line. I don't remember the name of it. But that is the setup. So Lamantia will play back and try to quarterback on the power play with 2:29 left in the first half. He's out to Cooten. She's going to send it down low. Defense clears. Scala down to Ambule below the net. Try to set something up. Newman coming through the middle. Ambule will drop it back down to Newman. We'll cycle through. Newman coming through the circle. Cross to Scala. Scala goes cross to Cooten, fires, and defenders stop it. Cooten able to get it and fire it back in. 2 minutes left in the half. It'll come all the way around. Cooten settles it. Sends it across to Scala. Scala across to Cooten. Back to Lamantia. Shot was blocked. She had to settle that puck down so she couldn't get the shot off right away, and that allowed the defense to get in position to block. It'll come back to Newman. Newman cycling through. We'll take it down low. Okay, we got two girls in the same spot over there. So it's not a perfect power play yet. Scala getting off the ice. Cooten fires it to the middle, but right to the Walleye, and they will send it out. No icing. Walleye get a change. Norston firing it up to Ambule. Gets it up to Newman. He's looking for an entryway. We'll come back to the left. Turning and firing blocked. 26 seconds left on the power play. 53 in the half. Norston looking out front for Newman. It gets by. It's going to come out of the zone. Here comes Bond over to Lamantia. Finds Ambule circling back. She will bring it in up the right side. Puck protecting, but knocked away. Try to get it back to the defense. That was Lamanzi needed to step up. She'll now pick it up. She's got pressure on her. Escapes. And gets it out to Gretz. Power play expired, but here's Jorgensen on the left side. Lost the handle on the puck. Will now take it around. Trying to get it to the middle. It's loose. Back there, 12 seconds left. Gretz in the corner. Try to come out to the defense, but intercepted. North good. Can't stop it, and they're coming out with 3 seconds left. Fired. Gloved up and held on to by Simmet with .8 left. Not a great power play for the Moose, but now they'll just look to take it into halftime tied up with .8 left. And that will do it, folks. We'll take a little break. And it's tied up at 1. Make sure you come on back and see who's going to play next weekend. The Moose or the Walleye. All right, folks, we are back, ready for the second half. Tied up at 1. Anybody's ball game. Peterson in net for the Moose. Newman line coming out. We got a refill of coffee. Scala Kuden at the defense. We are off half number 2. Scala back to Kuden. Intercepted inside the zone behind the net. And the coming out, Kuden up to Lamantia. Centering pass, looking for Kuden, just past her stick. Looks like Milinkovic is back in net for the Walleye. The Walleye opting to go with number 1 the whole way, it looks like. Lamantia back to the point. Kuden, low shot, sticked away. Milinkovic near side corner. Ambio picking it up. Coming out, turning, firing off the chest pad of Milinkovic is rolling out between the circles. Walleye pick it up and skate it out. No numbers, they'll get a change. The number 8 able to skate it in. A minute into this one. Scala looking to come up. It goes into the skates of Newman and picked up by the Walleye. Re-enter the right side. Fired too high up over the crossbar. A rifle of a shot. Puck comes out loose right to the Walleye. Fired off of Peterson's chest pad. Back behind the net. Comes out to the point. Lamantia's going to have to race to get there. And that one was screened and just a last-second pick save by Peterson. Under siege here early on in this one. Off the boards. Lamantia will chip it out, but and offside, thankfully. Not a good shift for number 14 to start off. Brett's line coming in. Norston and Bottom. Well, I send it in. It's Norston. Battling in the corner with Gretz. Walleye through the circle. It got to the net. It's loose. Rebound gloved up. The puck came all the way out to the point. Number 4 fired it on, and a nice glove save by Peterson, but they've had some chances here out front. Not a good defensive start for the Moose here in the second half. Again, getting it right out into the slot and come back to the point. Fired through, and that got through traffic off of Peterson. Coming out to Jorgensen, able to skate it out. Lost it before the blue line. Comes out. Walleye on the move again. Norston with the block. Trying to chip it out. Will not get there. Behind the net. Bond sends it up the boards, but with Walleye there out front. Loose. Out to the left, Slag skating it in. And it has been all Walleye first 3 minutes of this first half. Slag trying to send one, comes back to the point. Open shot, turn fired off the glove. Side of the net loose. Wraparound attempt. Peterson got back and scored. Only a matter of time before they're going to put one in. If you allow that many chances, then it's 2-1 Walleye. With 19:59 left in regulation. Newman line coming back out. We're going to have to get something going here. Scala and Zivic defending. I mean, you just can't ask Peterson to hold up for that long with that many shots right out from point blank. And that's offside on the Walleye. Newman Trying to get it to Lamantia. It does. Back looking for Newman off of his stick. He's behind the net. Walleye send it up the boards. Civic holding. Newman coming away with it. Trying to get it to the middle. Gets to Ambule, who missed. Caught a toe drag shot. She goes into the board. Lamantia picking it up in the corner, but she's got two on her at her feet again, which is the story of the day. Finding Ambule out front. And he navigates, turns, fires, and off the glove and covered out front by Milinkovic. You want to get Ambule as many shots from there as you can. Nice save, Milinkovic, on that one. Walleye will change out. Moose stay on the ice. 19:15 left. Walleye grab it and fire it up ahead. Peterson will just cover it up with a player bearing down. Last I saw, the Vikings were losing 14-3, nearing halftime. Sorry for all of you. Maybe if you're recording that game to watch later. And sit behind the net. Zivic now coming the other way. Middle pass to Hollingsworth. Does come out of his zone. Trickling at feet. Gets to the stick of Tremblay. He'll enter the left side and fire it towards the net. Handled by Milinkovic. Loose behind the net. Norriston trying to hold. Can't. Got Hollingsworth, but entering the Walleye. Getting it in deep. Putin picks it up in the far corner. Fires it behind. Mortel comes out. Just inside the blue line. Might be out now. It is. Nice pass to the Walleye completes, and they turn fire, block shot. Putin. Norriston sends it to the boards. Picks it up. Can't get it by Slag. Does get it by Slag, but right back in. Prado getting boarded up. Walleye get the puck in deep. Tremblay on the far side. Behind Prado, it'll come out of his zone. Jorgensen and Brett stop it. Walleye will regroup. Pass knocked down by Norriston. Prado trying to slam it in, and he's out. Everybody missed that one. It's bouncing around at the red line. Shifted by the Walleye as they get it changed. Coming back the other way to Prado. Oh, doesn't make it there. And the Walleye pick it up, center one. And tipped out by Bond. He's back to the point. Under 17 minutes left. Shot was blocked, but gets out front. Backhanded attempt was left into the side of the net. And the Walleye winning all the puck battles here in the second half. That one fired on, pad save. And Jorgensen will just send it out and get a change. Icing is on. Newman line coming out. Zivic and Scala. Newman wins it back. Zivic. Sending pass, finding Newman. Knocks it forward. It's icing. Come back and try again. Newman sauces one to Lamantia. Up the right-hand side. Slides into the crease to nobody. out front. Oh, found the stick of Anvil momentarily. Popped out into center ice. Nancy trying to get there, does. Finding Anvil, she's got to shoot that. She was too far ahead. Mantia coming around. Backhanded one, backdoor, scored! It's Anvil again from Lamantia. And it's 2-2. Riley Anvil with her seconds. And it's a Moose. Tied up 15:36 left. Oh boy, what would you do to see that connection in Rosemount? Well, they're gonna have a little gear fix on Newman, having her adjust her helmet. Miss Riley Anvil, unfortunately, opting to go to Apple Valley High School. He is a freshman there. Undoubtedly played for their high school team. Trying to convince the Anvuls to come on down to Rosemount. If she can play with Aubrey Lamantia and score 1 million goals and 1 million assists from Aubrey. Newman off of Lamantia's stick. Walleye come out with it. Comes out of the zone. Lamantia gets a piece of it over to number 11 for the Walleye who skates it in. Walleye on a change. Newman banging around. Kuden comes away with it. Off of the Walleye stick to Lamantia. She will just chip it out and get off the ice. Slag bringing it back in. Fires knocked down Nordstrom. Going to get over to Mortel. Centers it out of the zone. And here from the Walleye. Pretty firing glove save. Peterson had a clean look at that one all the way into the net. 14-14 left in regulation. As we saw yesterday, they do a 10-minute 3-on-3 overtime, and then I think a shootout after that. Use around the wrong end of that overtime period. Hollingsworth fires at the end of that. Dangerously. All on the breakout, there's Iowa Smith turned around by Hollingsworth, chips it off the board. Shooting up to Tremblay, it gets by her, but picked up by Hollingsworth. Good job clearing the zone. Walleye will regroup. Back to Iowa Smith again, number 13. Drops it back to 18, but Hollingsworth again gets it out. Can Tremblay catch up? She will on the left side. Turns, fires off the glove, loose out front. And bounce too far past the man to come out the other way for the Walleye. Pretty firing glove save, Peterson. $13-10 left. It is the Newman line, which are, at least for the time being, going every other. Oh, loose out front. Kick save, and rebound attempt goes into the side of the net. That was sitting out front again. Here comes Anvil. Can't get a centering pass over. Newman tips it up ahead. She's on the move. Newman trying to find Lamantia, but a good stick by Slag disrupts. Coming back the other way are the Walleye. Lamantia trying to get it from behind. Goes into the corner. Anvil picks it up to Newman. She's going up to the left. 2v2 with the back checker. Lamantia trying to drive the center. Couldn't get a stick on it. And here come the Walleye. Number 10 fires it in. They'll get a change. It'll be Zivik. Puck gets too far in front of her, but she sticks with it along the boards. Still battling, trying to clear it. Can't, and Anvil does. Her and Lamantia will get off the ice. Lets Jorgensen Prado in. He steps up, clears the zone. Fired back in. Now the walleye. He's shooting again. Turned over to the slot. Fired. Glove save. You gotta watch those passes to the middle from the D. Gotta know somebody's there. They weren't. It was a walleye jersey and a nice save by Peterson. That one fired and chipped, deflected into the corner. Back to the point, slap shot. Off the pad. Rebound cleared by Jorgensen on the move. Skipping it out and up to Crotto, bumped off it. And then back the other way. Rex intercepts. All right, coming back out, moving 2-on-2. Jorgensen on the back step just runs her over and a penalty. There'll be a delayed penalty on Jorgensen and Walleye. Have the goalie pulled. Looking to score before it even starts. That's Lucenthin. 3-2. Newman line coming back out with Bond and Norston. Norston talking over game plan. 11-11 left. Make a wish. And the wish is a Moose victory. Norston on the move. Offside. Walleye looking for another one. Norston hounding. Pinches off. Newman up the board. The man's going to be too late. Get in there. They go right to the slot. Ambule picks it up. Oh, she was looking for Lamantia, who was caught deep. And it goes all the way through. Ambule gets off the ice. Newman and Lamantia still in. Walleye send it out the far side. Bond will pick it up at the red line. Whistle for a trip. And it's Newman going to the box, and it's a power play for the Walleye. Things have turned a bit here in the last minute and a half. I don't know if that's technically a power play goal, as they scored before they actually blew it dead. It was 6-on-5 attacking, and now a tripping penalty on Newman leads to a power play for the Walleye. That is now set up. And there's a pileup out front. I didn't see. I was looking at the puck out deep. There were 4 girls laying down in front of Peterson in front of the net. They're all back on their feet now. And that one gets through some traffic storms. Back-to-back power play goals in the last 2 minutes. And it's a 2-goal lead for the Walleye. With 9:59 left, 10 minutes for a 2-goal comeback for the Moose. Threats line out with Keaton and Norston. Norston tried to step up. Walleye offside. Walleye fired a high off the shoulder pad or blocker of Peterson. Into the near side corner. Norston chips it up. Gets it back and will skate it out. Norston trying to get it in deep, put it, and it comes out. Keating sends it back, and it'll be Newman looking to grab it. Skipping it up, getting through. Up the left-hand side. Gonna take it herself, turning, firing, glove save, off the glove, loose out front, nobody with her on the change, so no rebound. Ambio comes in and holds it inside the blue line, trying to get it to middle, turn, fire, just missed left. From the corner, Lamancia trying to get there, pulls it back, pulls it out, trying to find Ambio, one-timer was stopped. Defender got out to her that time, and it's Bond skating it in deep, trying to get it out front to Newman. It goes behind the net, comes up to the half wall, Lamancia trying to hold. Comes out to the defense. Zivic, they just fire it back in. It goes into the corner. Mancia trying to get there. Does. Pinches it off. Newman comes out with it. Trying to get to the middle and tipped away. Walleye will fire it in and get a change. When you get off the ice, that one's going to be not intercepted, just missed. Flipped up high in the air, stays in the zone, comes out. And coming out, numbers for the Walleye. Turning, firing, gloved up, Peterson. Bond took the extra winger on the 2-on-1. Peterson left to snag that one out of the air. Collins is line. There's Martell. Finds a nice pass out to Tremblay, but off of her stick. And coming in the other way again are the Walleye. Turning, firing, missing. Martell bangs that one out. No icing as it touched the stick. That one misses everybody. No icing. It'll be a race. I missed it, but Simmet is back in net. I didn't see the change. I decided to go back to Simmet at some point here in the second half. That one kept in. Hollingsworth will pick it up. Come around to Bond. Back in deep. Walleye out front. And just missed. A nice save by Simmet, but they had her moving one way and almost found it the other way. They come back out to the point. Blocked by Tremblay. And here comes Zivic. She's going to skate it up and chip it out. Nice job. She gets knocked off it. Moose coaches wanted a penalty, none to be had. There's just over 6.5 left. And time is running out for a comeback. Offside. Newman line back out with Scala and Keating. Offside again. These pucks, Lamancia comes out with it, but again, just too far ahead of her stick. Finds the stick of Newman. Slips it over to Ambule. She'll enter on the left side. Up ahead to the crease. Coming back, Lamancia will turn it around. Leaves it for Ambule. No, Newman coming through the circle, too far ahead of herself. She'll hang on to it and send it down low to Lamancia. She'll try to come out of the corner chance. She'll come up the boards and get by Prudence. She'll track it down. Shooting off the board. It'll be to Lamancia's got to cycle back to get it. Making a move. Coming through. Fired into the logo. 5:31 left. We'll bring in the Gretz line. I got a feeling one's going to pop right here. I think it's going to be Cameron Crotto. Keep an eye on number 9. Prado tips it back to Norston. Back around the boards. It'll be Gretz in the corner. Walleye hold. Get to the net. And a nice stick by Prado stopped that one from getting to the net. Walleye getting one out front off the stick of Simmet. Prado hammers it out. Norston steps up, tipped away. Newman just back in the ice. He's right back out, misses everybody, but it hits the net, so no icing. And Simmet had to hold it down, and that one's going to get out to Lamantia. Touch pass intercepted, and right back to her. They're going to call the hook. I thought I saw something. It was not a huge one, but it definitely stopped Lamantia's momentum for a second, and they called the hook. Walleye parents were in disbelief. Might have been a makeup call for one previously, but it's going to be a power play for the Moose with 4:06 left. Ambule, Newman, Lamantia, Zivik, Scala. Gets a Moose call. Ambule up front, fired on, short range. Milinkovic handles it. All out control. It fired off the glass. It comes out. It'll be Scala tracking. Finding Lamantia. Trying to find Newman with the bounce pass just a little too far ahead. Comes out of his own offside. 3:44 left. 1:38 on the power play. The Moose need to put one in here. Zivik comes off. Norston comes in for a little offense. Back to Norston. Back to Newman. Ships it forward, but they only need to get 2 on it quickly. They don't, and Scala stepping up. Newman in the corner. Leaving it for Ambule from her knees back to Newman. Drops it back to Lamantia, turning, firing, and an easy save for Milinkovic. Now Scala coming off and Bond coming on, and a timeout by the Moose, recognizing the need to put one in here on the power play with 3:14 left, 1:08 left on the power play. Waldo decides to talk it over. It's been a wild one. It was 2-2 and back-to-back power play goals around the 11-9 minute mark. Broke this one open for the Walleye. The Moose fighting for their playoff lives, trying to make it to next weekend. To do so, they're going to have to put 2 in the next 3:14 against one of the best goalies in the state at this level, or most levels, Claire Milinkovic. Really some unfortunate seeding and playoff bracket here, as Without trying to explain the whole details, but there'll basically be a team that lost their first game that gets to go, already locked themselves into advancing, that finished below the Moose, because the Moose don't get a chance to do a playback against that team that won in the bracket, consolation bracket below. So if they don't come back here, they're done, and they don't get the chance. There's Andrew. Oh, that was open on the back door for a second. Newman coming through. Oh, trying to find Andrew on the back door, just missed again and iced out. Empty net. I didn't see that either. It did come off, and I didn't realize it was 6-on-4, but that is the situation. Jorgensen, the extra attacker, one back to Lamantia, sends it down in the corner, goes past Ambule, and got a race to get over there. Milston does. It's by Ambule, so pick it back up. Ambule, Sirhane, backdoor again, looking for Newman off of her stick. Sent out, and that's trickling down. Lamantia's got a race to get there, and does. Loose puck gets to the stick of Norston. He will send it in. 13 seconds left on the power play. Trying to flip it out with a walleye, can't. Goes off Lamantia's skate. Jorgensen, I can't get the handle on it, and that one sent out, and that'll be an empty number. That's going to just about do it here for the Moose. 5-2 on the empty netter. We'll bring out the Gretz line. Scala and Zivic. .207 remain. Fired on net, save Civic. Slag fired into the cross. Zivic in the corner with 1.5. Saucing it over. Nice pass, but off the stick of Prado. He's looking to get off the ice. Sent back in by the Walleye. Job Tremblay. Comes out. Walleye right back in, and as we took a change, they're going to come right to the slot. But a good recovery by Zivic. Comes back to the point, firing a low shot, kicked out by Norston. Hollingsworth can't grab the handle on it, and Moose will not be able to clear. It's chipped in towards the net by the Walleye. Simmet covers with 50.5 left in this one. Battling in the corner, 30 seconds. Settled down by Norston, ices it through, and that will do it. It's a win for the Walleye, who will advance to next weekend, and the end of the playoff season for the Moose, who will not play next weekend. Tough one, tied up at 2 and 2 power play goals, and then an empty netter for the Walleye, allow them to advance. Scoring for the Moose, Riley Ambule ×2. ends the season as the leading scorer for the Moose, I believe. Not the total end. I know we have another tournament that's not tied to these playoffs, the NIT in October at some point. I don't remember the exact dates, as I always check through the local listings. So not the end of the Moose totally, but the end of their playoff lives and their chances to advance to nationals in the spring. We will log on off for today and see you at some point. I think it's in a couple of weeks. We'll be back for some Moose action in the NIT. Take care, everyone, and hope you have a